east of New Summerfield, Texas, about I believe 2 or 3 miles west of Lake Striker. Looking back, you can see the traffic monitoring box there adjacent to the traffic monitoring installation. About 400 feet back, you can see there's no traffic generators between us and the box. You can see the back of our sharp sign 500 feet in advance of the test section. All our delineators and so forth are present. You can see the one that's down at the end. I need to make note of the fact, in this district with these flexible delineators, they've had a lot less problems with theft than in some of the other districts. It's a lot harder to steal one like this than the little blue circles mounted to the metal pole. I've seen a couple that got knocked down, but for the most part they've had a lot more success with maintaining their delineators than the other districts. I went through and touched up the markings. You'll note on this section they did seal coat around the test section. You can see the shoulders were sealed, and then 500 feet in advance has been sealed, but the actual test section itself has not. It has received an overlay back in August of '89 to move it into Experiment 6, and you can see that overlay is holding up real well. I'll walk you through the test section. There's really no distress to speak of. There is not even very much rutting compared to when we were out here originally. We saw as much as an inch and a half of rutting, some severe alligator cracking. With the inch and a half of hot mix that they placed here, it seems to have, at least for the time being, slowed down that distress considerably. The maximum rut I think we measured here was 0.2 of an inch today, and I only noted that in I think a couple places. You can see over there in the opposing lane, that was one of the places where there was a great big base failure. That does appear to still be having problems. But in our test lane, we haven't seen anything that's come up through the overlay as of yet. We did have a negative lane to shoulder drop off because the seal coat is about 1/2 inch higher than the surface of our test section. We are in the eastbound lanes. This section gets a phenomenal amount of traffic, particularly truck traffic. We've seen quite a few gravel haulers, log trucks, and other large trucks. Again, as I mentioned, you don't see any cracks, no distress of any type. Of course, you really wouldn't expect it considering it was overlaid August of '89. This overlay is only about 1.5 years, almost 2 years old. Although it did have some pretty significant distress just prior to the overlay, so one can never tell. This is US 79 in Cherokee County, in the eastbound lanes, about 2 or 3 miles west of Lake Striker, 4 or 5 miles east of New Summerfield, Texas. Again, all the delineators are present, all the markings are in real good shape. You can see the seal coat 250 feet off the end of the section starts up again. And looking back over the test section, everything's in real good shape out here. And that concludes the video for section 48, 11, 19 in Cherokee County.